Hello and welcome to Vikram Online Biz. Now, this is a thought which had been on my mind for quite a long time, and this is to do with all these beauty and makeup, tutorials, videos on YouTube, which I see are there in such large numbers. There are so many of these young, pretty little things who are doing. This what they're doing is fun, is interactive, it's nice, and trust me, as I actually admire and respect these girls so much. They're first of all, they're all what I've seen. Most of them are very young. A lot of them are these teeny boppers who've quickly learned this whole technique of making videos of themselves, putting them up on these on sites like YouTube, and then monetizing, and eventually developing like an entire repository in terms of not just having these videos but having blogs which accompany those videos, having websites, their Pinterest, Twitter, Facebook, everything. They're doing everything so that the overall picture is that of an entire socially driven content stream which is centered around beauty and makeup tutorials, and shopping is also like a central point of what I bought for Christmas, what I have for New Year, what are my beauty and uh, makeup tips for the coming months, coming year, etc., etc. But see, as an outsider, what I really notice is that first of all, majority of these videos by far are from America, and that in turn gets me thinking. And please don't get me wrong, I really admire these girls in particular, but at the same time, what I think about as a person outside of America is that this is a country which is riddled with problems. Or again, that's the perception that I have. So is beauty and makeup really a priority in the overall scheme of things? What the way I see it, and the way a lot of people outside of America see the country, as a country which is riddled with debt. There are millions who don't have their jobs, and again, there are so many different other problems. Mental health is surely a problem, because every other day we hear about these incidents where people have been fired at random and have been shot at random. And for example, the recent incident in Newtown, I think, yeah, in Connecticut, where so many innocent children were just gunned down out of the blue. What it makes me think is that largely, I may be wrong, and please, if you have a perspective on this, please drop in your comments below. But by and large, the feeling that I get is that America seems to be a country where you can probably be killed anytime, anywhere. I've seen a lot of these crime shows on, say, Investigation Discovery, and I every there seem to be crimes galore. And as best as, if I go by statistics also, I mean, America probably has the highest incarceration rate, in spite of a population which is lower than my country, and I think one fourth the population, but it has a higher incarceration rate. It has a much higher gun ownership rate. And again, the perception that we have is that in America, it's buying a gun is as easy as buying, I don't know, maybe toothpaste. So if these are the things, beauty and makeup and shopping and generally being glamorous and stepping out and being attractive, is that really the priority? That's a question, a thought which has been on my mind for quite some time, and that's where I wanted to share my thoughts. Please, no negative comments. I don't want to start a fight. I love these young girls who are doing these, such a fantastic thing. It's so inspiring, because when I hear them, when I look at them, see, I obviously don't know them personally. I don't know what their age is or what their background is. But when they start speaking, or when I read their, there's their bios, I go to their websites. I mean, girls like, say, 15, 16, 17, 18, maybe even a little more, maximum say about 21 or so. They've done such a marvelous job in terms of the way they've designed everything. Okay, they may have taken the help of professionals, but nonetheless, beautiful job. And the quality of their videos, the way they speak, fine. Yeah, a lot of people, sometimes we can't relate to all the yapping which they do, yap 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 yap, but then that's probably what appeals to teeny boppers and their target audience. And one more point which I wanted to raise is that there's always a trend, and there's always, a timeline for all these things. And probably, there'll be a time when the appeal of these, beauty and makeup tutorials will probably diminish. And especially as I see more and more and more girls, there's say a set of say 10 or 20 girls. If they are doing this, there's another 50 or 100 girls who are waiting to do this also, so when it gets, the market will obviously get saturated, and either they'll, the few who will just disappear because nobody's watching their videos, or the total pie will kind of get distributed, wherein each individual content creator, the pie share, so to say, will diminish. So that's something, but nonetheless, there are more and more people probably also watching these videos. So when the pie itself grows, it doesn't matter that if each, share of the pie diminishes. That doesn't matter. But I've shared my perspective with regard to, US and its perception, and the way, the overall scheme of things, wherein one feels that, is this really priority? That's just a thought in my mind, and I would love to hear what, people have to say about this. Cheers.